Hello everybody and welcome back. On today's episode of Heroes of the Storm, we're going to be playing some more Sonya because I love her. Team comps today are going to be Rhaegar, Vala, Sonya, Li Ming, Muradin versus Alexstrasza, Yrel, Diablo, Mephisto, and Asmodan. So, we're going to be playing the character differently today. I'm not going to be playing Leap. We're going to play Wrath of the Berserker. I'm going to show you what I think is the probably the best build for her at the moment, just because it gives us a lot of... I don't even know what it gives us. A lot of the time you're going to see people playing spin build, and generally speaking, I don't think that is going to work in cases where there are a lot of characters with big CC. So Diablo specifically, with all of his flips, if he's building auto attack, it's going to be a pain in the ass for Sonya. Not necessarily that there's anything else in this game that's really going to bother us other than like Yrel hammer or... No, I think that's about it. So, anyway, in case you've never played Sonya before, her abilities are going to be Ancient Spear, number one. We're going to throw out a spear. If we hit something with it, we're going to be yanked to it, and we're going to generate 40 Fury. Seismic Slam is our W. Super simple. We're just going to target one thing, click it, we're going to smack it with a hammer, and it's going to do a whole bunch of damage out the back of that hammer and the shockwave. And then you are going to get Whirlwind as your E, which is your spin. When you hit that button, you're going to spin, and you are going to deal damage. We are going to heal for a portion of the damage that we're going to get. Healing is tripled versus heroes. So, we're going to heal for 25% of the damage that we do, and we're going to heal for 75% of the damage that we do as long as it's against a hero. So, that being said, Sonya is very good at a lot of stuff. Clearing waves is very good. Team fights, super good at that. Clearing mercs, super good at that. And she's not a terrible duelist either, if you ever have to like just stand there and fight people. So, that being said, CC is her biggest form of weakness, so if you have a build that's going to take her away from such a huge reliance on her spin, you're going to have a much better time. Okay, yeah, so let's see what Sonya can do versus Yrel. We're just both going to stand on the point. I'm going to do my best. Oh, there we go. Dodge the first hammer. Gonna stay right on here. Gonna stun her out of the full heal duration. Pretty cool. Just going to keep spinning to get our health back. Try to dodge the hammer again. Dodged it for the second time. I just don't understand what you... Oh. This is cheating. You can't bring your friend over here. This is called disrespecting the 1 versus 1. I hate it. So Diablo's just going to take the camp from me. I'm going to hit a couple minions to get some health back. He should have chased after me for the kill instead of taking the camp and then gone back for the camp because I was very much just dead. But here we are. I live, they get the camp, everybody's happy because I killed Yrel in the most spectacularly boring fashion I've ever seen. And, yeah, just remember to dodge the Yrel hammer and you're going to be just fine. If I was playing Yrel, I would have hit my DW on the Sonya, so I couldn't be seen channeling it. When I can see you winding your hammer up to try to knock me off, I'm going to do my best to dodge it. If I don't know it's coming, then you probably get that camp for free. Kind of a bad Yrel player, if I'm being honest, but here we are. So, I have to clear this camp. I have to clear actually both of these camps while my team does their thing on the objective. When they're doing pretty good, we're up real far on immortal damage. Oh my god, the amount of damage that I'm taking is insane. But this kind of leads into the build. So at level 1, you're going to have the option to take whatever you want. All of these, well, not necessarily all of these. Furious Blow kind of dictates the build that you're going to go for, and I don't know that it is the best option at that tier. I think Hammer Sonya is kind of... you gotta know exactly how you want to play Sonya, and you gotta be very good at playing her if you're going to build Hammer, so... But you're normally going to be picking between Warpaint and Tough as Nails. In the instance of Yrel, I wanted Tough as Nails because her auto attacks, if the Yrel player is good, and she's using her auto attacks in between her abilities, those are going to do the majority of her damage. So blocking those big, heavy auto attacks is going to be super important. We also could have taken... I mean, in this game specifically, I could have gotten away with Warpaint because the Yarel was just not doing anything at all to me in lane. None of their teammates are really doing anything at all to me anyway, so this is a little bit spooky that we're just getting away. It's probably going to trick me later on in the game into making some bad decisions. But with Warpaint, you could just slap things with your auto attacks and you'll heal off of them. It's just a lifesteal on your autos. Which technically would couple well with some of our later talents as well. So that's why it's up to you to pick whatever you think is necessary at level 1. At level 4, you're going to pick up Shot of Fury, and this is going to do two things. This is going to give you an activatable button on your D that has a pretty decent cooldown, but it is going to give you half of your Fury bar, which is 50. And that is a huge amount, considering that your abilities are 25 and 40. And you only get 40 from landing a spear. You have to actually hit a spear to get Fury from it. So, that being said, having a button that you can just slap when you miss your spear or anything like that means that you can get just some generated Fury going, and you can start using your abilities more often, especially with this build and the amount that you want to be using your hammer. Oh, do you want to do this again? I mean, she's going to go back up there and do that camp, isn't she? She hasn't come back down to lane yet. She thinks that she's scared me off of it. Okay. I see you. I see you, sneaky little goat fucker. Yep, there you are. Oh, you didn't kill it. Oh, and you didn't knock me off the point. You remember what happened last time. Are you really? Ooh, that jump saved you. That jump over the wall. Again, Sonya is very good at taking camps, and she's very good, maybe not very good, but she's good at dueling. She's got some moves, especially against Goat Lady, who can't take a camp. What? Brother, excuse me? Does someone need to call your parents? Are you okay? Anyway, back to the build. So at level 7, I pick up... This is where I deviate a bit from what I think... Oh, I'm getting thrown over the wall, aren't I? This is going to happen, isn't it? No, gate's down. So, even if I go over the wall, I don't actually care. Perfect! Way to go! Hey, man. You know what I got to say about that? Oh, he stunned me. He stunned me out of my spin. That's what you want to be aware of when you're playing this character, especially... Oh, no. Oh, no, it's a 2 versus 1. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. But anyway, back to Poison Spear. So I like Poison Spear because even though this ability has been nerfed into the ground, when you're playing with Wrath of the Berserker, this is going to deal an obnoxious amount of damage. Let's see. So increase damage by 40%. And what we're going to do with the talent itself is increase the damage by double, but it's going to go over 6 seconds. So we're going to double the damage in the form of 1 burst and then a dot for 6 seconds. Here we go. There is the Bloodlust. I need to hit my Wrath of the Berserker so I don't get eaten alive by CC. And I've got my damage now. Oh my god, the stun back and forth. We're going in. I think we're dead, but it is okay. We're getting damage. Holy shit. I spinned enough. I spun? I definitely spun enough to get the heals. Heel spin. Way to go. Fucking awesome. That is one of the best things about Sonya, to be completely fair with you. The amount of healing that she can get just from the damage that she does is insane. Which is why we're taking Wrath of the Berserker to increase that damage, which is even better. But more to the point that I was making earlier, Poison Spear is going to do double damage, and on top of that it's going to do 40% more damage, and that's all going to be over time. And I mean, you can just see every time that we hit someone with a spear, damn, couldn't save her, Muradin. Every time that we hit someone with a spear, it's just going to chunk them for such a huge amount, as long as we have Wrath of the Berserker up. So, Spear itself, you know, the damage is okay as a talent. It's definitely... I think the weakest option of the tier, but I take it preference-wise because the others at the tier, I mean, Battle Rage is a defensive talent, and a Merc taking talent, which is great for macro. You always want to have a good macro presence with Sonya. She's very good. Waves, camps, and everything that you need to just get the map going in the correct direction. He dead. I'm leaving after I get hammered. But at the you know, I don't know why Val is here. This is my lane. I mean, you got the kill on Asmo, that's fine, but you could be like up top getting a kill, more kills. You know? I mean, it's 3 versus 3 top, but I can do all this by myself. There's no reason for Vala to be here. So we're going to go up and take her spot, even though my team's doing a fantastic job without us. Yeah. But Battle Rage is it's going to heal you. It's going to give you 2 charges of healing. You're going to get 10% of your health bar back. And clearing camps with Sonya is very important. It's very big deal. Oh my god. I'm losing so much damage to the negative armor. I hate it. So typically you're going to take Battle Rage to make Sonya more dominant on the map and in the team fights. It's just a very all-around good talent. I can't leave, so I'm just going to keep spinning until it's time for us to die, honestly. Yeah, this is where we throw the game. And I got hit into the wall, which means I don't get to spin and heal, which is super sad, and Vala was getting the bottom camp for some fucking reason instead of joining the team. Oh my god, welcome to Unranked Draft, where people don't have any fucking clue what's going on. But it's still better than Quick Match, so. Life Funnel is also good if you're building spin. It's also just kind of good on its own because you're going to heal more. Increase the healing of Whirlwind to 35% of the damage dealt instead of 25%. So that means when you hit heroes, you're going to triple that, which is 105% of the damage dealt, which is fucking insane. Because you're going to be healing for 239 and then some. Which is nuts. It's fucking nuts. Depending on how many people you're hitting, you can see, you know, the damage is going to stack up. And then if you have Wrath of the Berserker on top of everything else, you're going to be healing for stupid amounts. So increased healing is always good, but it's all dependent on how much you can spin. If you're going to get stopped from spinning, yeah. So only pick it if you're not worried about ever getting interrupted by CC. At level 10, I've already talked about Wrath of the Berserker plenty. I mean, that's kind of the entire focus of this build, as opposed to anything else that you can do with Sonya. Leap is situational, at best. At the very best. It's fun, I think it's great, but it doesn't work in all scenarios, so. Wrath of the Berserker is just, it's another one of those general talents that's going to, A, give you more damage, B, remove CC, well, half the CC duration at least, and it is going to, if you keep it up long enough, you can just rip it again. And the other cool part about Wrath with Shot of Fury is that if you have Wrath of the Berserker activated and you are going to run out of that timer, but you have Shot of Fury, you can just hit that D button, and then you are going to increase the duration of your Wrath of the Berserker by about 30%, I think, is usually what the bar looks like when I hit the button. Same thing if you hit a spear on anything, can be a building, can be a hero, can be a minion, whatever, you're going to increase the duration. Oh no! Got him. Got him. Oh no. Okay, well, I got stunned. So, I wasn't really sure there was anything I could be stunned on there, but I just... And I missed Diablo's hitbox by the slightest amount. Vala making it out with just... Nope, I guess she's not going to make it out because Alexstrasza was not feeling... Apparently the enemy team is just not feeling the objective. They would rather try to kill us, which seems like a poor decision on their part. Asmo still pushing in the top lane for some reason, again, instead of defending the keep, which you need that thing could have been dead. That thing could have been dead so much longer. So we're going to take that victory, even though 2 of us died, because the enemy team does not know how to play. And that is the kind of victory that you need sometimes to make these games happen. Anyway, back to the build. So, level 10, we got Wrath of the Berserker. No escape. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why not Mystical Spear? Why not Mystical Spear? It gives Sonya a dodge over walls. It gives Sonya an escape. It gives Sonya an engage even if she misses. Everything about Mystical Spear is so good. It reduces the cooldown even. What? Reduced by 5 seconds? You mean to tell me we could reduce the cooldown on our Poison Spear and you're picking no escape? Yes. Yes, that's what I'm telling you. So, when you're using no escape, your trait, which is Fury, and I'm pretty sure I didn't mention this earlier, but you're going to be filling up your Fury bar. We don't use mana, obviously. We've gone over that. But our basic attacks give us 10% move speed for 4 seconds. Our basic attacks... No, our basic abilities. Our basic attacks don't do anything, but our basic abilities are going to give us 10% move speed, and that means when we spin, that means when we hammer, and that means when we hit our spear. So, having 20% move speed all the time, basically, in team fights, in pushing, in literally everything, makes Sonya so much harder to hit, so much harder to stop, and just so much more of this unstoppable juggernaut of damage. It's really insane. So, I think it's the best talent at the tier. It's going to make decision-making a lot easier for you. At 20, I picked up Rampage because I want the cooldown on Poison Spear. And at 16, I picked that up. At 20, I did pick up Ignore Pain because everything the enemy team could do to me would be completely shaken off by the Ignore Pain. 25% team fight damage. Look at me go. That game probably would have been over way sooner if our Vala was on the same page as the rest of the team. But here's the build one more time in case you need it. We hit 20 at the very end, so there was really no... I mean, I didn't necessarily need this, but you know, it's just in my brain to control 4 when we hit 20. Block number 1 if you need it, or you could take the Life Leech. You could take Shot of Fury at 4, Poison Spear at 7, or Battle Rage, or Life Funnel. Everything at level 7 is good. Poison Spear's the weakest. I just like it the most. It's that simple. Wrath of the Berserker at 10, No Escape at 13 for the move speed, Rampage at 16. This is going to increase your basic attack damage, and basic attacks are going to reduce the cooldown of Ancient Spear by 1.5 seconds. Now, you can also take the Shield talent at this tier. It is very good for keeping Sonya alive, but with the amount of damage that the enemy team was not doing to me, and the amount of just running at them I could do this game, Rampage, I wanted it for the increased damage, and I wanted it for the spear cooldown because the spear is a lot of my damage with this build. And then 20, like I said, Ignore Pain, 60 armor for 4 seconds means I'm basically never going to die in those 4 seconds unless the enemy team has some ridiculous percentage damage and they can eat through all the healing that I'm doing with them spins. So I know that video ended kind of abruptly, so thank you for sticking it out if you needed the explanation on those last couple talents. I will be back tomorrow with some more stuff. I think we are going to try a little bit more of the mage role, but feel free to leave a comment, like, subscribe, bell thing, whatever. You get the shtick. I'll be back, and I'll see you next time.